When will car prices drop? Why did used car prices increase in the first place? Car costs have risen due to many circumstances, but they ultimately boil down to high demand and limited supply. Rental vehicle firms, facing a near halt in demand last year, sold off roughly a third of their fleets to earn enough cash to survive the pandemic, which has pushed up used car prices. Last spring's sales frenzy pushed used car prices down, explaining the substantial percentage increase in the 12-month comparison. However, with the recent growth in travel, rental vehicle firms are suddenly running out of automobiles to rent and are not selling what they have, despite increased demand. This year, millions of people have found work, and millions more who worked from home are returning to the office, fueling the need for automobiles. Many customers are also making purchases that they meant to make last year but put off because of the pandemic's uncertainties. According to J.D. Power, new automobile sales to American consumers surpassed 7 million cars in the first half of the year, setting a new high. These record-high new vehicle prices also prompt some purchasers who prefer new automobiles to consider used autos. Also, the recent shortage of computer chips also pressured the supply of vehicles. As a result, car manufacturers focused more on building pricier models. However, the main reason why car buyers can expect the tight inventories and high prices to remain is that car companies and dealers are loving it. In fact, car dealers are charging tens of thousands of dollars above the manufacturer-suggested retail price. This is because they've gotten used to the strong pricing power and large profit margin brought upon by the supply shortage and little incentive to return back to normal after the pandemic. Before the pandemic, car dealerships were forced to offer big discounts to move cars to consumers. According to Edmunds, the average new car is sold for $45,736, which is $685 above the manufacturer-suggested retail price, MSRP, in April. While the average spending was about $37,000, including a $2,500 discount to MSRP 3 years prior. When you look at the Consumer Price Index, CPI, new vehicle prices are up by 12.4% over the past year. What caused brand new cars to increase? New automobile prices are also rising because of a severe shortage of computer chips. Dealer inventories have dropped to record lows. There are several reasons why rental car firms cannot get the replacement vehicles they need, such as the shortage in new automobile inventory and because of car customers' preference for higher-priced trucks and SUV over lower-priced cars. Buyers also want more costly features like automated braking and lane departure alerts, which raise pricing. Now, you may be wondering when will the prices return to normal. As the old saying goes, buying a second-hand automobile will save you money. But before we continue, go ahead and click the subscribe and like buttons. It takes a lot to make these videos. Your small actions tell you to keep promoting our videos. Also, tell us in the comment section what you think about the current prices of cars. Thanks. Now back to the video. To avoid the price and initial depreciation of a new car, budget-conscious consumers are generally advised to purchase a reliable used vehicle. However, nothing about the used car business has been conventional in the last year. The 2021 inventory deficit, which has already extended into 2022, initially hurt new automobiles, but spiking demand and cost for used cars quickly followed. While it is still possible to save money on a used automobile compared to its new counterpart, buyers can expect to pay a higher price if they want to buy a used car in the coming months. Experts predict that used car costs will plummet over the next several years. Before the inventory crisis, buying a used vehicle allowed consumers to pay less for the identical vehicle than when it was new and avoid new car depreciation, which is often estimated at 20% as soon as the car is driven off the lot. Today, however, such savings are no longer assured. According to a pricing study of used vehicle inventory among Cars.com dealers, median used vehicle prices have steadily risen since the inventory crisis began, with only a brief pause in the summer. In December 2019, the typical price for a used vehicle among Cars.com dealers was around $17,500. Before any pandemic interruptions, the typical used price had risen to more than $25,000 by December 2021, a 44% increase. During the same period, the cost benefits of buying used over new vanished. In December 2019, the median price for a used car of any model year was 49% of the new vehicle. In 2 years, the median price of a used vehicle has dropped to 65% of the cost of a new vehicle. Although used car prices are rising across the board, the pace differs depending on the vehicle's age and kind. Granted, part of this must be seen in the perspective of the price rise for those used automobiles when they were new. According to J.D. Power, the average transaction price for a new automobile in late 2018 was $34,292, up from $32,000 in late 2014, while it was $30,874 on average in late 2014. However, these increases are in the single digits, insufficient to compensate for the subsequent jump in used pricing. Surprisingly, the most popular automobile companies did not see more significant price hikes than the average, probably because automakers switched production. Inventories did not drop as much as they did for slower-selling vehicles. However, costs for cars have risen more drastically than for pickup trucks and SUV, indicating a significant disparity by vehicle type. For example, in December 2021, the typical price of a 3-year-old Toyota Camry was up 59% from December 2019. In the same span, the median price of a 3-year-old Ford F-150 grew by 37%, while a 3-year-old Toyota RAV4 jumped by 42%. As new car inventory levels begin to level out, used vehicle values will fall to more typical levels by late 2022 and early 2023, according to J.D. Power. According to an automotive news story, consultancy company KPMG forecasts a sharp drop in used vehicle values before new vehicle inventory stabilizes. The company also said that used car costs are expected to plummet by 20% to 30% in the months after October 2022. While the predicted decline will be good news for customers who have been waiting to buy a used automobile, it might be bad news for those who have financed a vehicle and now need to trade it in. People should expect that used car prices will continue rising for the foreseeable future, even after the pandemic. However, this will happen relatively slowly and will last for a moderate period of time. Used automobile buyers with the luxury of time should hold off on purchasing a vehicle until prices drop. Those who cannot postpone a purchase should plan, be flexible, and be aware of the consequences of taking on a more significant loan amount or longer loan terms to accommodate the purchase.